Alright, hey everybody, we're filming another episode of Portland Men on Sports. This time we're doing a little bit more of a on-location shoot from the Portland Timbers Army Fanladen location.
Hi everyone, we're going to go inside and meet a member of the 107th board and give you an inside tour of the Fanladen.
Oh yeah, you can.
There he is. Hey Bruce.
Good to see you, Lauren.
Good to see you again.
Yeah.
You might remember Bruce from such shows as this one. Previously he's been on here talking to Timbers with us, so who better to give us a tour of the Fanladen than our friend Bruce. So tell us a little bit about this place.
Yeah, well, come on in. Make yourselves welcome. This is Timbers Army headquarters, for lack of a better word. We're at 17th and Southwest Alder, so we're just a dodgy keeper's kick from the stadium.
Excellent.
This has been a long time coming for the Timbers Army and the 107th. We always wanted to have a physical presence. So this is a multi-use space where we have office and meeting space as well as storage for merchandise and displays and TIFO.
Yeah, it's quite a large location, and you can see a lot of Timbers history.
Yeah, there's and Timbers Army history as well. It's about 1,500 square feet, of which about 600 of it is dedicated to the front office, and the rest is storage. Yeah, it's serving us well. It's helping us take things to another level. We're able to organize better and all of that. You know, we used to have a dozen of the officers and active members would store stuff in their garage, and you'd be bouncing around from this part of the town to that part, and oh, I got to get into your garage. Well, I'm not going to be home until midnight. Okay, I'll see you at 1 in the morning. And we don't have to do that anymore. We got this one drop-off spot. So let me just show you around again. All the stuff that you see in here, except for the flooring, is all reclaimed lumber, which is one of the ethos of Timbers Army, is that we're environmentally friendly. We're those types of things are important to the folks who run things. So,
that's very cool.
You can see all the art on the wall here from our art takeover project, which was done for a local playground called Harper's Playground at Arbor Park Lodge in North Portland. A playground, first of its kind in Portland, which is designed for kids with mobility issues. And Harper is I think she's 8 now. She's got a very rare disease that affects her communication skills and her mobility. And her dad, great guy, Cody Goldberg, came up with the idea of the park, and we raised close to $70,000 for the project over 3 years.
That is impressive.
Yeah, it was great, and everybody, it's one of those things that
and you're still involved in it, right?
Yeah. We do cleanup periodically as well as maintenance and things like that at the park. Anyway, let me show you in here. This is the storage area, and where we are able to do small-scale TIFO work. We've got paint buckets everywhere, and flagpoles and flags and all kinds of stuff.
So is this where all the flags are kept between matches?
Well, no, not all of them. This is where we do maintenance and repair, but we have a space inside the stadium as well that is where we keep game day stuff that we want to keep at the stadium. So all the Portland flags and those type of things are there, but people's personal flags, we don't keep them up there. Some of the drums are kept up there. Some of the drums are here. All the cables and stuff for the big TIFO, you can see it hanging up on the wall.
Yeah, that must be quite the undertaking to put together something like that.
Yeah, it takes months and months of coordination and then fever work for a few weeks ahead of time, getting it all together. Something I keep my hands off TIFO. That's for the young kids.
Is this where they do a lot of the painting and artwork and stuff, though?
This is for small scale stuff. This is what we've got. So if you watched any of the Seattle match, you saw some 2-stick banners. That's what we call those, that you personally hold it and you hold it above your head, and it's got 2 sticks on it. So 2 sticks. So they've made a lot of those here. And again, small scale stuff we can handle here. Large scale stuff we actually have to rent warehouse space. Gotcha. And we've got great partners that have space out there that they let us use. So
that's wonderful.
Yeah, it's really fantastic. So so warehouse and such, and one of the things that we're able to use the Fanladen for is merchandising. We don't sell anything out of here. It's not a store, but it's not a storefront. but it is something where we're able to inventory and to manage online sales and things like that.
So that's what I'm seeing with all the T-shirts over here?
Right. These are past styles that are no longer available on the website. So occasionally we'll load these into the van and we'll do blowout sales and stuff like that.
Wow.
And then, I shouldn't forget about this. We also have one very special resident of the Timbers Army Fanladen.
I'm actually really looking forward to seeing this here. I haven't seen it in its home yet.
This is the Cascadia Cup, and this is its home here in Portland. We treasure this and value it. We keep it under lock and key, but we do bring it out for special occasions. And
some people have even been known to have drunk out of the Cascadia Cup.
Yes, I've heard rumors that beer tastes better when it comes out of Cascadia Cup.
Now, what's the significance here of the TM?
Well, there's a little bit of brouhaha between Major League Soccer and the Cascadia Cup proponents, Vancouver, Seattle, and Portland, and the supporters groups. The supporters groups started the Cup, and the supporters groups really own the Cup, but MLS came in and tried to trademark it in Canada. And
wow.
Yeah. And
I hadn't heard that they had tried to do it through Canada, so they left it alone.
They left it alone, and we don't know all the reasoning behind all that. And I don't want to speculate on it, but so we've had to actually get together with our rivals in Vancouver and Seattle and challenge this legally. So there's been a lot of lawyering back and forth. We hope to have a resolution soon, but as of this moment, it's unresolved. We don't yet have an agreement that will cover who owns the cup and how it's used commercially. But we hope that it will be resolved. We have the legal standing.
Well, at least for right now, it looks very good in its home.
Yeah, it does. We treat it right. And it does come out. We'll do photo shoots and stuff every once in a while right down here where members can come on in and get a professionally done photograph with the cup.
That's great.
Which is a pretty cool thing.
Right on. And then it looks like we have some office space over here.
Yeah.
Is this your denizens here?
Well, just comedically, I every week I host OB's office hours.
Okay.
But this is really the brain trust of the stuff that we do online, all the membership stuff I work on here. But it's also used by the merchandise folks, more so than I use it. But yeah, this would be the office and the bar again, all reclaimed lumber and put together by 107ist hands, and
that's great.
over several months. And I like to joke that I did all the work, but I really did very little of it.
Now, can you talk a little bit about your role? Now, as a board member, you have some specific roles within the 107ist. What do you do? What do you focus on?
I focus on membership, so getting the word out about what 107ist does, who we are, how you can join, and then membership fulfillment. So at this point, we've got just over 2,700 members for 2013.
Wow.
To sort of frame that, we finished 2012 with just over 2,800 members. So we're almost back to where we started, and it's an annual renewal, so it doesn't roll over. You have to actively stay involved. Of that, we've done about 1,200 since the beginning of 2013. So in less than 3 months' time, we've added a lot of members, and we're wanting to continue. We've got some pretty lofty goals as far as membership. So my role, the primary focus of what I do is to make sure that when members join, that they get communication from us, they get their membership cards, and all the things that come along with being a member.
Speaking of which, so as a 107ist member, then, if I bring my card in to you,
that's right. All members will receive a coupon here for their membership swag. So, Lauren, I'm glad that you came in. Here is your handy dandy bottle opener, which could also be used as a weapon. Why don't you open that up and get a look at it? And you can show it to the camera there.
Yes. So now I have proof that I was a 2013 member of the 107ist.
Right, that along with your membership card and all of that. And the membership card is great all around town. There are bars and restaurants and doctors and chiropractors and oil change places that offer discounts to 107ist members. All you have to do is show your card and they'll honor that. A great place where we actually saw each other last week, the Rose and Thistle, is almost our bar headquarters now that the bitter end is gone. They've treated us really, really well, and
They have a great space too.
It's a great space. They've got a great menu, great beer list. So go to the Rose and Thistle and other 107ish places and get your discount, and pat those guys on the back for supporting us.
Excellent. Well, I think we want to actually talk some Timbers now, talk about the teams. So we're going to go to break, and when we come back, you'll get to hear from Obi his thoughts on how the team has performed so far.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're still here at Fanladen. Is that a good pronunciation?
No, that was awful. Fanladen. Yeah, it's German word that loosely translates as clubhouse, but you'll hear us refer to it lots of different ways.
Lots of different ways. All right.
Fun house and bouncy house and all of those things drive certain board members crazy. So Fanladen.
Fanladen.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, if we can drive anybody crazy, that's kind of why we're doing the show.
That's true. Our main goal. So we want to talk about the team a little bit.
Yeah.
What?
What?
All right.
Yeah, we have a team. We still have a team in Major League Soccer. Aside from what Jack Bogdansky and all the naysayers.
If you actually watch, commercials that the MLS puts out or Nike, you would think that Portland might be the only city that has a team because we're the only ones that get featured.
Yeah, we do get featured quite a bit, and for very good reason. The support is tremendous. The stadium is fantastic. Everybody that comes in here and plays, even though it's an artificial surface and it's a little bit of a tight confines, that the stadium, it feels like England. It feels like because it's a downtown stadium, and it's sunken, so it contains the noise. Everybody just loves playing here.
All right.
Yeah.
So how is the team going to play there and away? Maybe more importantly.
Yeah. Well, away days for Timbers and Timbers Army fans have been rough for the last couple of years. It's hard for this. It's been very difficult for this team to get points on the road, which says a little bit about the atmosphere at home. Because it does lift the team. But the team has a lot of pieces that we didn't have previously. The main one is Diego Valeri, who is an Argentinian midfielder. He's 26, and he's come to MLS at the prime of his career, which is really, really rare. I mean, this guy, he only has 3 caps for Argentina, but he's still considered a very, very skilled player, and he's like no other midfielder that Timbers have had. He sees the field really well. He's got a tremendous first touch.
He's smooth.
He's
just smooth.
He is smooth. His ability to put the ball where he wants it to go and where the recipient of the pass can best utilize it is really good. He's very precise, and he's patient out there. I mean, the game seems to move at a slower pace for him than it does for other people. He doesn't panic. So he's the fulcrum in the middle there that is allowing the Timbers attack to be much more potent than it has for the last 2 years.
I think I've seen more in the box passing in our first 3 matches than I did all of last season. I think that speaks a large part to how he is helping control the flow. And you said he's got a great touch. He is finding other players.
And I think there are sort of 3 things that are happening there. One is Valeri is that good. 2, it makes Darlington Nagbe that much better. He's not getting smothered as much, and he's starting to believe in himself a little bit more. And then 3, the style that Caleb Porter wants to play is attacking football. I was thinking about it before we started here. It's like, what is different about the Timbers attack? We're maintaining possession much more than we ever have before. We've completed over 500 passes in all 3 of our first matches, which are huge, gaudy numbers. Mm-hmm. If you look at that statistic.
Averaging over 60% possession?
Not over 60% possession, but like 56%, which is still tremendous. If you look at those
especially
things.
Compared to last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We did that maybe twice all season. So if you look at those statistics translating into attractive-looking soccer and wins, that should happen. The one thing that I'm worried about with his attacking style is that it does leave us vulnerable in front of our back 4. There's a big amount of space, and we've been punished for it. Seattle punished us, and New York did as well.
Now, is that because our back line is vulnerable, or is it because they've been making some mistakes, or is it both?
Yeah, it's both. Plus, it's the style that Porter wants to play. He wants to attack. He wants to keep the ball in the attacking half of the field as much as he can, but the problem is that it leaves us open to counters. It's very much like what you would see a team do when they are behind a goal late in the game. Well, guess what? In every match that we've played, we've been behind a goal late in the game. So, but we play that style from the get-go. So once we get to the point where we're not playing from behind, and we hope that it happens soon, we'll see if that tactic changes, because we haven't played with a lead yet under Caleb Porter, and he's already started to make a few changes. He brought in Jack Jewsbury against Seattle, played him as a deep defensive midfielder right in front of the back line, which helped solidify the defense, settle people down, but still linked up to the attack. We didn't have quite as much of the possession in that game as we did in the previous two, but it certainly worked, and I was shocked by it. I really didn't think that we were going to see much of Jewsbury at all, and he rolled him right out there for probably the most important match of Caleb Porter's young tenure here, and probably will be the most important match until we get Seattle at home.
And we got a road point.
And it was fun, and we still played that attractive soccer, and it was really it was a great showcase of the sport once again. Seattle and Portland come together to help advance the sport here in the country, and in front of a national audience on NBC Sports. It was great.
So what do you think is a realistic expectation for the team this year with a new coach, a lot of new faces, a different style? Last year I think a lot of people felt like maybe there was the team underperformed a little bit. I don't know if that's a real. I don't know if I buy into that.
Underperformed to expectations.
Yes, underperformed to high expectations.
Yeah.
Right.
It's funny. If you look at points wise, year 2 to year 1, we were only a little bit behind year 1.
Right.
So we really didn't finish the campaign, if you look at it as such, in that different of shape. We were a little bit deeper in the table as far as playoffs go and so forth. I'm hopeful. I'm optimistic. Obviously, Caleb Porter his brand of soccer is really fun to watch. So we should always have that, unless he's just teasing us right now and he's going to pull into a bunker and all that. But that's not the way that he's played. He really likes to unleash his players and unlock the opponent's defense. So that being said, I still think we're going to see inconsistencies. He's a college coach. He's never coached a campaign of this duration, with this many games against opponents that are going to be superior to the teams that he played in college. I mean, he built a program in Akron that was they were a top program for his entire tenure. So how is he going to, does he have the skill to break down other teams, analyze what they're doing, and attack them and defeat them? That still remains to be seen. He doesn't have a win yet. So I think we're going to see inconsistency, but I'm hopeful. It's really early. You don't lose the playoffs at this stage. You don't gain the playoffs, unless maybe you're Montreal, who has really come out of the gate blazing. I'm really impressed with them,
right,
for getting the most out of their team. And that's really what we have to do. If we get the most out of our team, we're a playoff team. There's no doubt, and we'll be an attractive team for MLS to highlight, just with the brand that we play. But we've got to shore it up in the defense, because that's where we're lacking right now. We've got a lot of youth back there that we're having to rely on. We've got Silvestre, who's had an awful first match, and I don't blame him for that. That's jet lag. If there was any way that he didn't have to be on the pitch, Caleb Porter would not have put him on the pitch. But the other guy that we had to put out there was a rookie. And you're not going to put a rookie with a second-year player like Andrew Jean-Baptiste. You just can't do that. He had to take the risk, and it burned us.
But there should be some help coming soon for the back line as well, right? Because at some point we're going to get Horst back,
and we're
going to get
back.
Mascara back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so hopefully that will provide some depth and allow those guys to play all out, knowing that there's a guy that come in if they get hurt or if they get winded late in a match. But we've got to solidify it still. I don't think we're there yet.
All right. So the Timbers are not the only game in town anymore.
No, that's true. We have the new Portland Thorns FC, our women's team, which everybody is really thrilled about. It's we're going to be able to showcase some great women's soccer here, and everybody's really excited. The team's assembled for the most part. We've got some great pieces: Christine Sinclair, Alex Morgan, and many others that have national team experience. And the attendance is going to be fantastic. They've sold over 6,500 season tickets already, which is means that we likely will be leading this league in attendance. Probably have more season ticket holders than any other team averages for their attendance for their games, and that's by design. I mean, Portland has always put itself on the map as a soccer city. And now we're finally getting the opportunity to do it with the professional women's game. We've been left out of the previous incarnations of leagues. And I think they're hoping that we can do with the women's game what we have done very shortly, partnered with many of the other entries into MLS. I certainly don't want to put Portland on a singular pedestal in MLS. Mm-hmm. We're part of a group there, but we're in this league to help it survive,
help lead the way,
and hopefully we will, and it will thrive and be a place where collegiate women have a place to play professionally, domestically.
That's awesome.
So tell us a little bit about their season. They start in April and it runs through.
Start in April. I believe it's 22 games, and so it will run into the early fall. I think it goes into September. I will admit I haven't paid a whole lot of attention to that. I've had to, Timbers have been my focus, but I am a season ticket holder for the Thorns. I'm really looking forward to seeing what it can become, what the supporters culture will evolve into, how its identity will evolve independent of what we've done with Timbers Army. It's its own thing, and it needs to be that way. And I'm really looking forward to watching football played by on this stage in this great stadium. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right, great. So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to delve into the difference between the TA, Timbers Army, and 107ist specifically, and we'll ask you some more questions, 107ist focused.
All right, welcome back. We're going to wrap up this show with, again, a little more Timbers talk. Specifically here, the difference between the Timbers Army and the 107ist.
Yeah, well,
run us through that.
Yeah, Timbers Army is the state of mind of the stadium, the supporters culture that has been generated here. So the saying always is, if you want to be Timbers Army, you are, or you already are. If you like what you see on game days and you want to be part of that frenzy, singing, chanting, supporting the boys for 90 minutes, that's what Timbers Army is. It's that in-stadium experience. The 107ist is the fuel behind that. Some people call it the engine. I kind of see us as the fuel. It's a membership-driven organization with annual memberships where we're able to generate funds that support what Timbers Army does in the stadium. So we're a non-profit organization that right now we've got just over 2,700 members, and we are the financial end of things. We're making sure that all the books are in order and all those types of things, and organize the charitable works and things like that. So we do two things. It's money, and then the other are bodies, boots on the ground. So coordinating all the volunteer activities that we do within the local community, which are mostly soccer specific, but not entirely. So it came about as we were approaching MLS. The Timbers Army had been an organization with no generals, is what we called it. We had charismatic leaders, but we had no offices. There were no elections or any of those things. Because if you wanted something to happen, you made it happen. You stepped up and you did those things. But
it's hard to channel that kind of energy into larger projects or focused projects.
Exactly. So. And we also knew that we needed to step back and protect the culture that had already been built. And so the time came, and this was in 2009 or 2008 actually, when we knew that we needed to formalize some of the relationships and give some people some authority to make some decisions for the larger group. So that's what the 107ist is. It's we try not to dictate what happens in Timbers Army land and all of that, but when all is said and done, we do have a tremendous influence on the end product of Timbers Army and what it's all about, and help to shape it and move it along.
Excellent.
Now, Lauren, we know you're already a member, but anybody out there, how do we become a member? What does that do for me?
Yeah, well, becoming a member of 107S, it's $25 annual membership. It runs on the actual calendar year, so if you join now in March or early April, your membership will run through the end of 2013. You'll get a membership card and a little bit of swag. You'll get on our email list so you can learn all about the opportunities to volunteer in the community and all the other things that we're doing and when we need people to mobilize. You also get member discounts at local merchants, pubs, restaurants, oil change places, chiropractors, and all of that kind of stuff. And all of that is available on our website, which is timbersarmy.org. You can join right on the website. There's a Join Renew link at the top. And you also can join down here at the Fanladen on game days. We will be able to take in memberships. We can do card-based memberships. We can also do cash on site. So if people want to do that, don't want to have every purchase tracked, they can do it that way. Which leads me into a pretty cool promotion. We're trying to build our membership. We've got the biggest membership base in MLS, but we want to continue to expand that. So starting April 1st and running through the entire month of April, we will be running a contest where everybody that signs up April 1st and beyond will be eligible to win a pair of tickets to Chicago away, as well as airfare.
Wow.
For that trip. We will leave lodging up to the individuals. They get to determine how long they want to stay, when they want to fly in, and all of that. But we'll also be rewarding existing members. So all of the people that sign up starting April 1st and running through the end of April will be able to indicate who referred them. Oh. And we will be providing 2 pairs of tickets to the folks who are our best referrers. Whoever ends up being the number 1 referrer will automatically get a pair, and every other member that gets at least 3 referrals during that month will be eligible to be drawn for the other pair. So we'll be sending 6 folks to Chicago away.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and we also have a worldwide membership. So though this is for domestic, if you are outside of Portland, and you end up being one of these lucky winners if you've joined in this time or you're referring in this time, instead of flying you to Chicago away, we will bring you to Portland for a match later in the season if you so desire. We can fly you to Chicago for the Chicago away, but we want, if you're in New York and you want to come to Portland,
experience this culture here,
then we can do that as well.
That's great.
Cool. So we hope everybody wants to be a part of that. So if you sign up before April 1st, you can then refer people, and you'll end up in that smaller pool of people who end up getting the chance to get those tickets. So
excellent.
That's awesome.
Well, thanks for being such a great host, Bruce, and showing us around the Fanladen. This has been a great tour, and we always enjoy talking Timbers with you.
Yeah, and we love seeing people down here. Again, on game days, the Fanladen is open. We open up 3.5 hours before kickoff and close a half hour before kickoff. So we do ticket exchanges down here. So if you want to avoid the scalpers, which we don't feed the scalpers, people will leave their cell phone number and the number of tickets that they have available, and you can contact them and try to work out a deal that is not for inflated prices. People sometimes drop off tickets for free, and we distribute those as well. 17th and Southwest Alder, we're open for business.
Awesome. All right, well, that's going to do it for our show today. As usual, you can catch us at portlandmountainsports.blogspot.com.
Bookingproductions.com.
Our email address is portlandmountainsports@yahoo.com.
And we're also at Twitter at PDX Men on Sports. And don't forget to check out timbersarmy.org.
Timbersarmy.org.
There you go. Have a good one, everybody. We'll be back with another show sometime.